Hello, all you beautiful cats and kittens out there in YouTube land. How are you doing tonight? How are you doing, Miss Doll?
I'm doing fan-flippin-tastic. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. We have guests tonight. Are you excited? I know you're excited.
I am actually
really
excited because we were talking to them backstage and
we were
like,
y'all are jealous. I know you are.
Yeah, obviously they're jealous. Why do you think they're here? They want to know. They want to talk to these wonderful people.
I know. How's everyone doing in the chat? Everyone doing wonderful? Good, good. I love your faces. Okay, first we're going to bring up, let me see, my buttons are all over the place. I moved stuff today, which is a bad thing for me to do. First up is Ty. And then here we go. Funny Lizzie. Ta-da! I pushed the right buttons. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm
doing pretty good.
Anxious but excited.
It's all exciting. Hubby says hi. So to start out, we were introduced. I was introduced to the two of you by reading Save the Day. So how did that come about? How did you guys get together and how was that born?
Well, I originally approached Lizzie about the project. I had seen her work and I thought it was, frankly, it was incredible. And, you know, we got some pages. No, I'm misremembering it a little bit because the original comic was the original chapter was written by another artist or drawn by another artist by the name of Kelsey. And unfortunately, she had to drop out of the project, and I had approached Lizzie about something tacitly related. And, you know, she sort of just slipped into that main artist role, and, you know, things have just sort of been continuing since.
Awesome.
Yeah, he DM'd me on Instagram, and he was like, he asked me about prices, and I was like, a comic? What the heck? And to be honest, I totally thought he was scamming me at first.
Oh, I completely understand that. Instagram is phenomenally.
Yeah, what the heck? A big job? Someone's approached me with a big job, but no, it's legit. We talked about it, and I was like, this guy seems legit.
That's awesome. So how long has this been going on then?
A little, has it been a year yet?
It's approaching a year. I think it's like May 5th, something like that.
And what's crazy is she is a machine in terms of like getting pages done and that sort of thing. And
that's awesome. That's actually hard to find sometimes.
Mm-hmm. People that actually want to draw and like give you something and like work with you is so hard to find.
Absolutely awesome.
I know. I'm like, this guy is being nice to me and like we're collaborating. I'm like, I don't want to mess this up.
Oh yeah.
I want to do a good job.
Well, I can tell you right now that I know that I had said this while we were backstage, but I'm going to say this again. The picture that you have up is absolute. You did draw that, right? That's your art. Right?
Yeah, I drew it about a year ago. Yeah.
Very cute, very adorable, and I absolutely love it. Your art is, again,
chef
by the
kiss. Way, that's the highest doll compliment you can get is the chef kiss.
You guys are so nice,
that's high praise.
Actually, so if you want to go see their stuff, it's over on Timber. By the way, that's actually
Tumblr, not Timber.
Timber. What am I saying?
That's a dating app, my love.
I'm sorry.
You're all over the place. It's down in the description below. As you all know, who have been here before, and for anyone who's here for the first time, down in the description below are links to our link trees. There's also links to 2 Tumblrs. You need to check them out. There's a link to Doll's House, which is an Etsy store. It'll give you a discount. The minute you go there from that link, it'll give you a discount in your shopping cart. Also, one of our great friends, she makes wearable art. Kendra, or KendraLash.com is down in the description too. And last but not least, we have a Discord server called Vixie Squad Coffee House, and just follow the link. That's where Vixie Squad friends, family, and fans get together and get to know each other. And we get opportunities like this. People come and talk to us, and you get the notifications first if you're there. So what is can you tell us what the synopsis of the storyline is for Save the Day?
That's hard to say because it's really more of like right now we're getting close to wrapping up what is the initial arc of the comic, the first arc, if you will, where got these young heroes attending convention, and it almost has a slice of life quality about it. Where
that's what I feel.
Yeah, it's dealing with, interpersonal relationships, interpersonal dramas. But there's also, I think, there's a bit of drama there. There's a bit of the fantastic going on. I mean, the characters themselves are superheroes, but what I think is unique about it is you don't see a lot of them. They don't really use their powers all that much, at least at this point in the story. And so it's their experience at this convention. It's sort of growing emotionally in some ways. And how does that sound? Does any of that make sense?
I completely agree.
We're totally following. It's cool.
Yeah,
you got this. You're good.
I like it because they do have superpowers, but that's not really the focus of the story. The story is more coming of age, coming into your own your own personalities, and those crossroads that we come to, especially early on in life. So that's one of the things that draw me to the story, actually. So real quick shout out to Xanthia. Hi, Miss Eggs, how you doing? And Pitbull Tony over in London. It's like what, 3 o'clock in the morning there? 2 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for coming.
That's called dedication, is what
he's one of our he's one of our buddies. He's been with us since the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So, Lizzie, where's your inspiration start?
Oh my gosh. Well, it started with cartoons. Like, I used to be really into like Adventure Time and Steven Universe and all that. Yeah, I see you guys. I was really into those, and I don't know. I was like, yeah, I want to draw. I would tell people when I was little, I want to be an artist when I grow up. And I was like, well, I don't want to look like a liar. So I just started drawing. And lately, Ty's been getting me into a bunch of comics, and I've been getting into like a bunch of manga because I'm like, I just want to be one of those manga people. I want to be able to like be like, yeah, I know what's going to happen in this show. And yeah. Like, I don't know. I've just been really into like studying how they do panel layouts and stuff. And I'm like, this is just so interesting.
Yeah.
I got to say, though, thank God you didn't say something like, I'm going to be a brain surgeon or an astronaut, because a little more difficult to
a little harder.
A little harder.
Oh, God. I don't know how many times I've changed what I wanted to be when I was growing up. I started off as, I want to be a doctor.
Oh my gosh.
And then I saw...
She doesn't have the math.
No. Well, it wasn't even that. No. I watched ER. like ER After Dark or whatever. Like, so like I saw all the things, all the surgeries, everything. Like and it was all. My parents didn't really care because they thought it was educational, but like that was all. So I was like, nah, I'm going to be an artist of some type. I don't know what it is. That's what I'm going to do.
Hey, White Cloud. Ooh, I almost pushed the wrong. See, I'm trying to use, I have 3 cameras and I'm using this one to talk to you guys. But over here is where the button I need to push is. White Cloud, it's good to see you again. We have a question for Lizzie. Do you watch anime? And if so, what's your favorite?
Oh, geez. Yes, I've been getting into anime a lot this year. And I'd have to say my favorite is either Mob Psycho 100 or Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
I have not seen the first one.
So just so that I know, can we? How old are you guys? Just so that I'm aware of
Or
where.
around.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me like.
Because we're terrible at guessing.
Yeah, I am. I'll tell you, I'm 30, so like.
I turned 20 in a few days, actually.
Awesome.
Wow, and you're this good?
Stop.
No,
it's pretty impressive,
no,
actually.
I'm being genuine. I'm being genuine. Stop that.
I'm blushing. You're making me blush.
She's blushing right now. Oh, my kingdom for a camera right now.
And one of the incredible things about her is if you look at the first pages we started putting out, and you compare it to some of the stuff that like hasn't even been released yet.
Yeah,
you can see just this incredible growth as an artist in terms of like the boldness of how she composes pages, the perspective work she does. It's just
Love
like it's almost night and day. Even her, and it's a small thing, but even her, she hand draws the lettering. She hand does the lettering for the comic.
Oh wow!
And it's actually you can see even there that she's made a lot of improvement from like the first page that we put out.
I love that. I love it when you can actually see that growth.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite things.
What about you, Ty?
Same question. Do you watch anime?
Oh yeah, to get back to the thing, I won't, it doesn't tell his age, but I grew up in the 2000s. When it comes to
I'm the
anime,
old one here.
I don't.
So you're like my age.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But I watch a lot of older anime for the most part. Like I find myself going back to stuff like
Wolf Train.
No, never seen that. I've heard good things, but
It's good.
You need to.
I know, but
Lizzie,
one of my favorite.
you need to.
I'll add it to my list.
Thank you.
But stuff like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, some more obscure things like I've been rewatching Beyblade.
Beyblade,
that's a good one.
And these are things they're not gonna win you a Pulitzer, but these are just fun, low energy entertainment, and you come home from a stressful day, you don't want to watch something that's going to emotionally wreck you. So hey, that silly anime, the one about the fighting robot animals, I'll just pop that on. I'll watch a few episodes. Of late, I've been marathoning Mega Man NT Warrior, it's actually held up a lot more than I thought it would. Yeah. It's really fun.
Mm-hmm. I have a Plex. We have a Plex server because we have so much video that we just don't have room for all the discs and stuff in our house. So it's all like stored. So we have a Plex server, and I finally gave Doll the codes to get into our Plex server because I would bring up these animes like Cowboy Bebop, Bubblegum Crisis, and she's like, "What's that? What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I grew up in the '80s. I forgot." Oh, we lost Liz. She fell off the table. It's not an uncommon thing. We'll bring her back up when she comes back.
Well, the reason why is not
somebody always falls off the table.
Not because like I'm not. It wasn't because I didn't want to watch them or anything like. It's just I didn't. Yeah. The way I was exposed to it growing up was Adult Swim.
Right.
Like that, I wasn't able to just, go off and because my family, they are not really into those kind of cartoons. You know what I mean? So
it's interesting. Like many attempts have been made by myself to get my father into the cartoons I would watch when I was younger, the animes. I'm like, oh, you got to watch this episode of Cowboy Bebop. It's really good. And he just like. I don't know. It hasn't changed for me since Speed Racer. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, that's one people don't always understand either. Speed Racer. I love Speed Racer.
I mean, he liked Speed Racer, but he was also 10 at the time or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Actually, something I think is really interesting is to bring up one of my favorite animes, which is, not particularly a favorite amongst a lot of people, but it's a show called Dot Hack Sign, which I had such an interesting relationship to it. It was an anime. It was also a video game. It was season one. I never really could get into season two, but season one was so interesting. It was up late, so I was like, I can barely stay up this late. Like, a few more minutes,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna fall
There she-
asleep. But what was interesting about it for me was that I'd grown up on shows like Dragon Ball Z, like Gundam, big
Mhm.
punching fight violence. I was a young boy of the 1990s. I
Oh,
enjoyed
yeah.
this fight. But this show was just a lot of talking, and you were getting a lot of character there. And at first, I'm like, I don't like this. Where one
This is
fight,
rubbing me the wrong way.
there was only one real battle in that episode, and then the next episode, like they're just doing more talking. They're not really adventuring. They got swords. They never use their swords. And then I'm like, but it makes no sense. Compels me though. And I found myself just like coming back, and I got invested in the characters and their relationships, and them developing and learning about each other, and it really became a big part of like how I approach storytelling, which is
Mhm.
to say it's about these interactions, these relationships, and getting close to each other and getting vulnerable with each other, being able to reveal your insecurities, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sort of naturalistic conversational approach, which I would say it's a big part of my another big part. My approach to storytelling is very conversational.
Yes, I
Which
agree.
comes from, I mentioned it before. I've done a lot of acting. Like I took a lot of acting classes. I've been involved in a handful of plays over my time when I was younger, and all you have on stage is the dialogue and the relationship and how that relationship plays out through the acting. So that's how I took to comics. It's about the relationship. It's about how people talk to each other. It's how people feel about each other. It's about how we frame those interactions in exciting ways.
Yes.
Agree.
Yes.
I agree.
I cannot.
Well,
No, for real.
It's kind of like One Piece for me. I wasn't sure about it. I watched the first two episodes. I'm like, and then I got invested, and I don't know how I got invested or what actually hooked me. But now, like, they're all family. If anyone gets hurt or dies, I cry for days. It's just the way it is. I'm terrible. I'm an emotional person. I can't help it.
Only sometimes. Don't even let her kid you. Don't you dare let her kid you. That is a selective thing. My God, don't you dare.
You're terrible. She's mean, telling all my secrets. Where are we at?
Lizzie, how you doing?
Lizzie, you fell off my table. I just want you to tell you that somebody always falls off the table, and sometimes it's me, so don't feel bad about it.
Or me.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I was like, wait a minute.
How did I
It
fall
got
off the
really
table?
quiet.
Was it yesterday? Yes, it was either yesterday or the day before, or yesterday or Wednesday. Doll fell off the table. So, and she's been doing this for. We hit our year mark a couple months ago. So.
Oh yeah, like consistently we've been doing that.
You're saying fall off the table, and like I know what you mean, but I'm also picturing people literally falling off the table.
I know, isn't it great?
Every time. Whenever she says that, it's like, okay, what? Did they like climb on the table and they're like too drunk or something? Did they get too stoned? I don't understand.
I was like, is Doll a cat?
It's Doll a cat. Yes.
I mean, I can talk
Sometimes.
to cats. Sometimes I am a cat, actually.
Yeah, and hubby's
On
favorite
Wednesdays.
is
Normally
Fairy
on
Tale.
Wednesdays I'm a cat.
It's true. Fairy Tale was the one that got hubby to start watching animes. At first he was like, I'm not into animes. I'm like, that's fine. I'm still watching them. They're not leaving the house.
No.
And then he watched Fairy Tale.
I've watched a little bit of Fairy Tale. My brother's big into Fairy Tale. I've only seen a few episodes.
I love it.
The
first season is hard to get through, but once you get through the first season, the writing and the art go like shoot off like a rocket ship. It becomes
reminds
so
me-
good.
It reminds me of how people talk about Final Fantasy games. It's like once you get
It's
through
very
the
similar,
first
yeah.
12 or 20 hours, that's when it starts to be good,
Yeah.
tolerable.
You got to decide if you're ready to invest. Hi, Jimmy. I'm glad you made it, hon.
Hey, look, Jimmy made it.
Hey, Mom, look, Jimmy made it.
No, my mother is not in here, although I would not be surprised if she was. Actually.
Some of our moms watch the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
But we actually have a very good support system.
Yeah. So tell me, and I know this is really gonna be probably hard, although actually I don't think it is because every single comic
Well, you're
creator
prefacing
that
a
we
lot. I love
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so tell me, what's your favorite character between the two of you? Like, what's Ty's favorite character? What's Lizzie? Who's Lizzie's favorite
Do
character?
you have a favorite child?
In Save the Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizzie, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Alfred, without a doubt.
I knew it. Every time.
I love that guy. Drawing his hair, I'm kind of like, bleh, this is hard. But like Alfred himself, the character, I'm like, yeah, I love that guy. He's my friend.
What's interesting is, as a character, I would say the person that I draw inspiration from when I write him is my older brother, who I would just describe as like the nicest guy. Just like genuinely, he's interested. He wants to help. He's actually a doctor, and I guess that he has such an empathetic personality. For me, though, I would say it's hard to say, but I'm leaning toward Athena because she's the character I put most of myself into. She's somebody who, like, I would say the events, like at the beginning of chapter 3. It's drawing from some very personal traumas of mine, so it's stuff that I'm sort of like using the medium of storytelling to work through and reprocess in a more positive way.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of like there are some moments there that I'm like, that cuts very close to the bone.
Yeah, I get that.
When you share that personal stuff, though, in all honesty, it just makes your audience even more. It makes your audience just come in and become more dedicated to your craft. It really does with anything you all do. If
the more heart
you put that personal hook in it, people know it's real.
I would say there's two things that have made like because one of the things is we get some pretty decent views over on Tumblr, and we put it on Webtoons. We put it on I think it's pronounced Tapas. And the thing that gets people to react the most is one, the emotionally vulnerable moments, but also number two is when kids get punched in the face.
Nope. People don't like that.
No.
They get angry.
No, one of the comments from last week I really liked is like, why is nobody stopping this?
Somebody step in.
Everybody was just around them watching, like, ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Like, the way that I sort of play it off is like he's thrown some gas grenades down. He's like, this is an active investigation. You all get back. I will. So help me God. That intense authoritarian tone that a police officer will sometimes bring to a situation, which is very much don't mess with me. I'm in control of the situation, so I'm going to do what I need to do. And if you do, I'm going to things are not going to go well for you. So it's a mixture of that, and maybe the believability is somewhat. It could be a little better in this situation, but I'm liking how it's going so far.
I'm enjoying it.
Punched in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll like read through the script, and I'm like, oh, I'm excited for that page. Oh, I'm excited to draw this part.
Oh,
well, that's that.
I've gotten very invested in the
difference.
characters.
And that is what makes a comic amazing, because if not only the writer is invested, but the illustrator has to be invested as well, because not only do you as a writer have to word it properly, but as an artist, you have to take those words and make it into a picture and actually like put it in perspective for somebody to actually see in a picture form without any words sometimes. And that's something that I find very, very incredible when it comes to cartoonists and writers and everything like that. So.
Yeah, this is an 18+ channel. You can say the word fuck. It's okay.
Yes, you can. Mm-hmm.
I put the
my reputation.
It's okay. You don't have to if you don't want to.
It's interesting.
Whatever.
Doll swears like a truck driver when she's comfortable.
Yes. Yep.
It's a comfortability thing.
But one of the things that I would say I love about working with Lizzie is the synergistic back and forth where I will, I'll send her the script for the next page. She'll draw something, and I'll find myself, based on what she's drawn, actually adjusting the script. I'll change the way lines are, because I'm like, okay, based on what she's given me back, I feel like it works a little better if I tweak this line so it's this way rather than that way. It's something that's really appealed to me for a long time. I remember one of my big influences in terms of like how I approach pacing and just the craft of comics overall is I'm a big and I know he's a complicated individual, and I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the things he's putting out there, but I'm a big Frank Miller fan, the guy who did Sin City, Dark Knight Returns. I've read more of his work than probably anyone else, but part of that is like there was a project that never materialized where it was very much a satirical takedown, or not a takedown, but a satirizing of his work and sort of the what I like to call the hypermasculine ethos, throwing out those $10 words because I got me a college degree.
I was just gonna say, keep them coming. I love it.
I'm sorry. Are you a fancy dude? Because it's getting hot in here with your fanciness. My God, I don't know what to do.
But one of the things that I found really interesting, I was reading, I think it was an interview with Frank Miller, and he was talking about working with Bill Sienkiewicz, I think is the way his name is pronounced.
I believe so.
Elektra Assassin. It was this book from the 1980s, mid to late 80s. Beautiful volume. Makes no sense. It's like just this absolutely bonkers, visually. It's like watching a what's the best comparison? It's like if a Salvador Dali painting was a graphic novel, and
that's yeah.
He described the relationship of, he would send Sienkiewicz scripts. Sienkiewicz would draw. He would rewrite the scripts for Sienkiewicz, send it back. He would redraw, and it was just this cycle, this vicious cycle, and it turned into one of the most interesting works of art out there.
It's very surreal, is the word I would use.
Oh, definitely.
It's very surreal.
And yeah, so the back and forth is something that's always appealed to me. Like I'm somebody who I would describe as, I don't have the strongest confidence in my my own work, but I find that when I team up with other people and we're able to sort of work things out together, like that's when my best material comes out.
You have to find people who play on your strengths and you can play on theirs.
Yeah.
And once that starts, that symbiotic relationship happens, it's magic.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree entirely.
So do you have anything new upcoming that you can share with us? Or are we just going forward with what we have, which is a lot of work in and of itself?
Yeah.
What's interesting is Lizzie, do you think I should mention the fan project we're going to be doing?
Yeah, I think you should mention it.
One of the things that we're going to be doing and hoping to have it ready for the holiday season is going to be a Teen Titans fan comic that, and it's going to be, I think it's like the script is somewhere around 36 pages. It's all set around Christmas time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be goofy. And part of it was the script, at least, is I'm really trying to emulate the style and the way that things play out in the TV show. I'm really trying to bring that same energy, that same personality to this fan comic that we're going to be doing.
That's awesome.
And another thing is, and it's a bit in the distance, but a project that we're hoping to get off the ground is Sydney Sorrows, which it's interesting because the concept is something that it originated with another collaborator of mine, Abby. We do a Star Fox Adventures fan comic together. So it's her concept. Lizzie's going to be doing the illustration. I'm going to be doing the scripting. And it's, to give you a brief synopsis, you've got it's a young girl who lives in the sewers. She's very much interested in things like, she's a bit of a gearhead. She's even building her own car.
Cool.
But her father is a walking, talking 6, 7, like 8-foot tall werewolf alligator, who's always the alligator. And he is a medical doctor for like monsters and like mummies. And if you're a mummy, you need some new wraps, or you're a zombie that needs an arm reattached. Like, he's the guy you call.
Oh, neat.
He happened to be a medical doctor before the unfortunate transformation, and he's just sort of slotted into that role with adapting to this new life. And
that sounds really cool.
I actually really am interested in this.
I was just gonna say dolls on it.
It sounds very spooky theme going on there. And to be honest, that's my deal. That's my deal.
Definitely one of the things I've been doing in preparation for this project is I've been reading, not reading, I've been watching, trying to watch more horror, like classic Golden Age horror.
Yeah.
Tonally, I would say it's more of a comedy with...
so was a lot of the classic Golden Age horror.
Yeah, if you actually look at them and like really, really look at them, it's actually very comical.
But, with touches of the horror in moments. And... I'm excited for it.
I'm
excited
awesome.
for it. I can't wait for you to come out with this. I can't wait to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it now. I want to be a part of it. I want to draw it for you. My God. Lizzie, you need somebody else to help you? Probably not, though, because
Dog,
I'll take all the help I can get.
I can't do it. I know why I'm trying.
She's just excited.
We'll probably look for a colorist for the project. Like one of the things, and this is sort of like I would say I have something of an experimental edge, which is like I like to try new things. I like to approach the medium with as much difference, and again, I just want to play with the form of comic. And one of the things we're going to be doing for this is it's going to be a traditional just pencil to paper. Like, it's going to be done using traditional comic boards rather than Lizzie's traditional. For her, traditionally, it's digital. And so she's going to be trying her hand at paper.
Yeah.
Have you? Did you originally start with paper? Or did you originally do digital?
It's still in its early. It's still very much it's still in the scripting stage, and
no. Art. I mean, like the art. Lizzie, when it comes to Lizzie, like, is she? Lizzie, have you ever done anything on paper, or has it all been like on a tablet?
What mediums have you worked in?
Yeah.
It's okay, Ty. Come back.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
I usually draw digitally. like I kind of just started doing legit stuff like 2 years ago.
Slowly.
But I do traditional as kind of like personal stuff, but
Yeah.
I'd like
Okay.
to get more into it. I feel like traditional is really fun when it comes to like textures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're asking in the comments, what is the last comic you were talking about? The one with the alligator doctor? What was
the
that?
title
Does
of
that
it
have a title?
It's going to be Sydney Sorrows.
Sydney Sorrows. That's
Oh,
how you said that.
cute.
I would describe it as a slightly. I like Sorrows because it touches on the horror aspect, the
I like that.
minor horror tones of it, but also Sorrows. It's something we eventually landed on is her last name.
I love the word sorrows. It's a good word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's.
A very good word.
I don't know if anybody actually uses the surname Sorrows, but if anybody wants to change their last name to Sorrows, like I encourage it. Do it.
So Ty, that back to that question that I was going to follow up with, sweetheart. Where are you in the process of this? Like, are you at the very beginning of it? Were you like just talking about it, or have you made any kind of strips at all? Have you had any kind of character well, obviously you've had character concepts.
There was, done a lot in terms of what she actually did was she adapted character designs from what Abby had originally drawn.
Mm-hmm.
She's done a little bit in terms of like some test pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've got the first chapter, which is 20 pages done, and I think somewhere around 10 pages into the second chapter.
Awesome.
And
You're on your way.
Yeah, it is progressing. And the story that I want to tell, I have it all in my head. Like I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I know the emotional beats that I want to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a case of get the script banged out and start getting those pages ready.
Right.
Are these two also going to be on Tumblr, or are you producing them somewhere else? Or do you not know yet?
This one, the hope is to bring this to the more traditional medium. Like, my thought is hit Kickstarter with it, and maybe I would love to see it picked up like by a company like First Second or Boom Studios, which I think would be a great place for it. But it's TBD at this time. I would say.
Understandable. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
So you're looking to make hard copy.
Oh yes. In fact,
I love it.
I
love things I can touch. Oh, I'm sorry. Like I don't know. Okay, I don't know about any of you guys, but when it comes to like comics, books, art, especially books, fucking books. I like to touch them and read them and like actually read them.
Smell
I like
the paper.
like I like to touch them and like interact like that with them. Like I love being able to put my hands on a piece of paper that not only has words but also has artistry right next to it and being able to physically hold it in my hands.
Hey,
I don't know.
Lizzie, stall for me.
Stall for him.
Let me go grab something.
Okay,
Lizzie, this is the hand sign.
Okay, it's me, Lizzie. Hi.
Keep
Lizzie.
it rolling.
How are you,
Stretch
Lizzie?
it out.
I'm doing pretty good. Just still sketching and stuff. Just chilling.
Lizzie,
Just chilling.
I'm such a fan, Lizzie. Like I
Oh my
can't
gosh,
even tell you how
it's
much
so
I'm a
sweet.
fan, Lizzie. Oh my God, you're the reason why I downloaded an app, for God's sake. Well, not just you and
keep
Ty.
thinking about that, and I'm like, whoa.
No,
Oh my
for real
God.
though. Like I like for the longest time though, I was like, fuck that place. I don't know. Oh God.
They
And
did
then-
it dirty a couple of years ago.
And then Vixie's like, hey, listen. And she gives me the link. And I'm like, but it's on. And she's like, no.
Just do it.
Trust me. I'm like, okay, sure. So fine. I'll at least just check it out. So I checked it out and I'm like, oh, this is on my phone right now.
Right now.
Right now. Just so that I can sit here and read this on my time. Like, and I cannot stress to you enough how much like I really like this. I do. My God, we've met so many people that they're all. This is it's not the same. It's just so good.
Well, thank you.
Doll's
It's
all
seriously like
excited.
my first ever comic I've ever done.
Puppy?
Like,
Was that a puppy? Yes.
Oh
oh
It's a
my
Flipper.
my gosh. Who is this? I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Oh, look at that face.
Oh.
I want a puppy.
Oh,
So cute.
yeah,
I like
he's
your
the
dog.
elder statesman. He's yeah, he's a Chihuahua. He's very
Chihuahua.
temperamental.
Oh, and he loves you.
And love
And he
you.
loves you.
But I was going to grab. So, I've done a bit of physical printing of stuff that I've worked on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are you gonna show me?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm so excited now. Oh, I feel so special. I feel like I got this like exclusive thing.
Mel, we
Ooh.
miss you. We hope you're feeling better.
God, Lizzie, my God.
This is some earlier stuff I've done. Like there was it only ended up going for one chapter. I would really love to revisit it at some point, but it goes by the name of Stardust Traveler.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
oh, cool.
Yeah, and
That is
what's
so
actually kind of cool
cool.
about this is I literally printed it by hand. So,
Oh, that's cool too.
so
Can I go buy it?
yeah. I do have a lot of copies. But these things.
I want one. I want it. I want it. I want it.
Yeah. What I do is I have an 11 by 17 printer. I literally print it on both pages, like the entire comic, and then I fold it, I staple it, I trim the pages myself, and voila!
Done
you
Not
have
like
a
mass produced.
comic.
Yeah, this is all hand produced.
So how much do you want to charge, Ty? Because you know that everybody wants a copy of this.
And how do we go about ordering it?
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Let's talk prices and talk about.
Hold on. One
She's
of the
gonna
other
be-
things I want to show off is, oh my god, I am so. Hold on.
Hold on.
Lizzie, distraction.
Another distraction. Hi.
Hi. I'm the distraction.
How about that dog? How about
That's
that
how I do
chihuahua,
it too.
huh?
How about that, Chihuahua?
So this is actually a comic that's not finished being a comic yet.
Oh, neat.
Oh my god, that is so
Oh,
cool.
that comic.
So at some
It's
point,
like
I
a
need
thing
to.
that you drew or something, Lizzie. What the heck?
No, although the cover art here is actually done by someone I'm a really big fan of, by the name of Comicer Girl. So I commissioned her to do the cover, one of the covers that we're doing, that's going to be available for her issue 1. I'm going to actually be doing MegaCon this year, selling.
Awesome.
Hopefully I'll break even. And yeah, literally, this is
Wait,
the comic. This is. I just need to finish stapling it.
Just finish,
and
do the
folding
finishing
it
touches.
and
Oh.
trimming it, not necessarily in that order. But
So is there actually a place that people can go and order these? Do you have
they
anything
can
set up yet?
DM me. They
There
can
can be?
DM me on Twitter.
Well, you have my
Wow.
email. Send me when you set something up. Let me know, and I'll do a shout out for you.
I appreciate
We'll
it.
see what we can do because I know I'm gonna get DMs about it. I know I am. That's the kind of stuff I get DMs
I'm
about all the
noticing
time.
that,
Where do I get that?
That's why I ask. Also,
I'm-
because I want one.
so I'm so vain. Another thing I really want to show off is, and this is actually really cool. The interior, I'll show the interior art because it's a different artist, someone I used to work with, and you know,
Mhm.
it's a story about mermaids.
Ooh.
But
my
the
I'm not.
cover art, which is really interesting, the cover art I actually commissioned from Greta Lutsky, who she would go on to do the DC comic primer, and she's done a lot of stuff for Marvel and DC. Like she's been doing some cover work. I think she did a cover for a recent Captain Marvel comic, but it was like in the IDW Kids section.
Oh, cool.
She and so yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of like the sirens we do. A very similar
But
aesthetic.
yeah, the idea is, you know, I can make special arrangements with people to send them out. You know,
Cool.
I,
Well, y'all heard it. You know where his Tumblr is? It's right down there in the description.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? I'm not a great salesperson. I'm creative.
That's
I'm an
what
artist.
Dell and I do. We'll sell it. Here, watch.
Yeah,
You guys want to buy this? So
Yeah.
go to his Tumblr, go to his
Yeah.
Twitter. Tell him what you want. Tell him
Exactly.
what you want, and he'll hook you up.
This is
Yeah.
a older thing that I had printed. I think this was printed back in like 2016, 2017. It's got advertisements for the Star Fox comic we do.
Oh, awesome!
That's amazing.
I love
Okay,
it.
that reminds me. You guys, actually, this is something that he literally just threw at me and Vixie when we were in backstage. But he does this amazing Starfire, like Starfox.
It's
Star
in the
Fox
description.
Adventures.
God,
Wow, that just got stuck in the back of your
Oh.
palette, didn't it? That was amazing. I know you play that game too. I was like,
I know.
wow.
I'm sorry. I'm like super excited. This is like, anyways, it's
Yes,
really
it's fun.
good. Like I was looking at it and I was reading a little bit of it as I was looking at it too, and I have another comic I have to read.
Another one.
One of the craziest things. So we also have for Abby and I, Abby, the person who actually came up with the Sydney Sorrows idea, she's doing the Star Fox comic, and we have a Patreon, does pretty well. But one of our longtime fans literally just sent, and we'll probably make a post out at some point. But he's literally dubbing like the first chapter of the comic.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
And I didn't even know this was going on. Apparently, he's been working on this project for a while. And it's like, wow, that is incredibly humbling. That is incredibly like it blows
It
you
blows
away.
your mind whenever somebody does anything like that.
Abby mentioned like, oh my goodness, she was like, oh, I can't even get through it all at once. Like she's like, oh, I'm starting to cry a little bit. I got to
Yeah.
take in chunks. You know, to have something you've done and somebody to go out of their way, put all this effort into dubbing it, doing a dubbed version, and actually it sounds pretty good. Like my goodness,
It's amazing. It's amazing. The internet has brought about really some amazing things have happened because of the internet that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
I know.
It's really true. You used to be, impeded by your geographical presence, and that's really isn't a thing anymore. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's great.
A lot of things have changed because we've been forced to relearn how to interact with each
Redefine.
other in the world without actually being able to touch each other and like physically being with each other. So it's great that beautiful, amazing things like Save the Day gets
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
and
dun. That was a great segue. You've been practicing.
I have not. That was totally mad libbed. Yes.
Love you.
It's actually it's really interesting. I would say, and one of the things about me is I'm a bit of a comics buff. Like I read all sorts of stuff. I've read the inventor of the comic strip. I've read some of his work. Was Rodolphe Topfer. He was a Swiss school teacher from the 1800s. I've read a lot of Tezuka's work, which he's probably the most prolific manga writer
Mhm.
back in the 1980s, sadly. But just he did like something crazy, like over 100,000.
Don't even it, yeah.
The man was incredible. And one of the fascinating things about the internet is that post 2010, you really see this effect seeping in. Is because of the internet, there is no, or the barrier to entry has been dramatically dropped, where anybody with access to some rudimentary artistic tools, they can create a webcomic. And so a lot of people who wouldn't have gotten an opportunity otherwise are breaking into comics, are just smashing it in comics. For example, are you familiar with, what's her name? Ginger Hayes. I think it's like Newell Stevenson. She did she was one of the original creators of Lumberjanes. And
Oh, okay.
a lot of really talented people are making their way to comics because, traditionally it was more of a boys' club. And
It was.
Yeah.
with these really talented people just, showing their stuff off on the internet, you really can't ignore them any longer. So they're getting opportunities that they just wouldn't have had before. And it's really changed the landscape of comics. Like things, you go back to the early 2000s, and there was very definite tones. I would describe it as somewhat, for a lot of comics, there was cynical approach, touch of nihilism, very One Tree Hill, I think, in sort of tones, teen drama, and it has this very specific taste. But post that, 2010, with people like Kelly Sue DeConnick, G. Willow Wilson, Kelly Thompson, who's currently writing Captain Marvel, fantastic run. These people have really changed like what can be mainstream comics, and like you've had so many great things come out of it. I mean, G. Willow Wilson's character, Miss Marvel, she's going to be in a TV show soon, I think.
Yep. Very excited. Very excited.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for this, Lizzie would probably not have had the opportunity to show off what she could do. And
oh no, she's incredibly talented in her own right. Like
it would have been.
I would honestly say
tragic.
This did impact my art a lot, though.
Okay.
This is true. She was recently, without her knowledge, without her consent, she was reposted by the Cartoon Network Twitter handle.
No way!
Yeah, they didn't even contact me. It just said, I was sitting there in my bed on my phone, right? And I see the notification pop up, and it's like, Cartoon Network Studios tagged you in a post. And I was like, oh, it's probably like some spin-off fake account or something, just posting my art like usual, So I click on it, and it was like, I checked the account, and it said like 3 million followers, and I was like, wait a minute. What are they doing? What are they doing posting my art? That's silly. But I was like really honored. Like I got really excited.
Oh, that's incredible.
They noticed me. They like me.
But what you should have done with that moment was like, thanks, Cartoon Network, but next episode or next season.
Next time, why don't you tell me, and why don't we collab, dude?
Well, I mean, next time, how about you cough up some cash?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Hey, Lizzie, you need a manager? Vixie's open.
Yeah,
we can market.
I do manage a few
Ty,
people.
do you want a manager? Vixie's open. It's called Vixie Squad. Okay.
I do have an artist right now. Her name's Sammy Space Alien, and when I met her, she was very shy and she didn't want to show her work. Her work is amazing, and
she's so good.
It's very I don't know how to. It's kind of like I call it alien pop. I don't know how else to describe it. It's kind of anime, but it's got an alien punk feel to it, and she drew me like 3 times and I didn't know it. And I saw this stuff and I wanted to buy it from her and she wouldn't let me. And then she drew a doll and so she's designed a lot of our stickers and stuff. And now she's got this huge following on all the short video platforms.
Yep.
And it's just amazing when stuff like that happens. You find, and you see this growth. I love watching people grow. I love seeing when they start and watching them grow. It's one of my favorite things. And definitely
also,
that is seen in for both of you, actually.
Yeah.
The whole thing, you can see the growth not only in the characters, but in your art, both of your art. And it's amazing, and I love it. And anyone who is listening, go check out the links. There's 2 links down in the description to Tumblr, and check them out.
There are some things that people have a hard time doing, and it's called marketing, because they don't really know. They have the talent, they have all the things, they have everything else, but they have no idea how to market. And that's where especially Vixie. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much. Like,
thank you. You're
like, no, I can't even listen.
I would say something very true about myself is I can't really talk about my own work without being self-deprecating. Like, oh yeah, it's this little web comic I do.
No. That's not how we would do that. No. We have this amazing web comic that has these amazing writers, amazing story with this amazing artwork, and it's a great, awesome thing.
She's so excited.
And I'm telling you right now, if you don't go there right now and follow those people and read this comic, I'm not gonna like you anymore.
You're no longer my friend. You can't play in our treehouse anymore.
I love the energy.
So, something I've said before, and I genuinely believe this, is I honestly think that Lizzie will probably end up with an Eisner to her name before she's 30.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I can totally see that.
You guys are
honestly. Well, not only that, but I mean, you're already getting recognized by Cartoon Network, dude. Do you understand how big that is? Like, that's like huge. Like, I know that's like, no, that's huge. That means that you got noticed by them, and they're looking at you. They're watching you. They're gonna be like,
and we can say, and we can say, we knew when. We knew when. One of my favorite things. We knew when.
We know when. I'm telling you right now.
I met Amanda Palmer way before anyone who knew who she was, and I still will brag about it to this day.
Oh, I've heard
we had coffee. She is nifty. She is the fun kind of strange.
The fun kind of strange.
The
not
fun
the
kind
weird
of strange.
Kind of strange.
Not the one that makes you go,
is always good.
I'm not sure this is a safe place anymore. No.
Or,
she's just too much fun.
The one that goes, ooh.
Real quick, because we're starting to come to the end of this, unfortunately. But in August, we are going to have a panel at the end of August, just before one of the cons. I can't remember which one.
It's in August. It's supposed to be
last Saturday of August. We're having a panel of creators. I know Paul's going to be there, and Richard's going to be there.
Paul Taylor, Richard Morris.
So we're very excited, and we'd like to invite you two back to that. If you would like, let us know. Hubby has your email addresses, and we'll shoot you more information. And that's going to be a big table, 28th. A big round table, and that's probably going to be longer than an hour.
Yeah.
I have this distinct feeling we'll all be talking a lot.
That sounds fun.
So I think it'll be great. We're going to have to get you a phone with a camera.
Yeah. We're trying to get all of the Creator Comics together on one, because it seems like y'all always seem to support each other, and you know who each other are, and like you're like, oh my God, this person and that person and whatever. So we're trying to get you guys together so y'all can talk, and I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say Del and I are probably just gonna mostly sit back and let you guys go back. But you've been a dream on the show. I'm so glad you guys came. I'm so thankful.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited. I move stuff around. Don't move stuff around. You get confused. My buttons aren't in the place my buttons are supposed to be.
I'm confused.
I'm in a perpetual state of confusion. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
The lucid moment, or it's the sober moments that are rare. I know
Okay.
Hey, stop telling him my secrets, Ty. My God.
All right.
You and
Here
your
we go.
eyes.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Bullshit.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye, Lizzie.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ty. So appreciate you coming, and I so appreciate you inviting Lizzie. I was so glad to meet you both. You have a great night, and I hope you come back and see us again soon.
Yeah, that would be cool. I definitely would be interested in that thing you mentioned.
Awesome. End of August. We'll email you some stuff real quick. Right quick.
Arrivederci.
Bye,
Arrivederci.
Ty. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. You guys also in the description links, you'll see all of the things we mentioned, saves the day. Also, the official SFA comic blog. That is what Ty was talking about earlier with his other collaborator, Abby. So yeah.
That's it.
all I have to
That's the
say.
show.
That's all I have to say.
That's all. You
All I have
done?
to say.
You excited?
Well, yeah,
Was it
I
fun?
actually am. It was. I liked it. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ty's eyes are really pretty.
She
I can't even
told him in the green room, this isn't
I
back.
couldn't. I held it in too much. I'm sorry. I love blue eyes. I just love them. They're all such pretty. Just so pretty.
Unofficial.
I'm done now.
Okay. You gonna say goodnight to everybody?
Good night, everybody. I embarrassed myself. Okay, let me bye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. You've been great audience. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Lizzie. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, doll. I love you to bits and pieces, and I love you more than my luggage. I hope everyone had a great time tonight. It's been real. It's been real fun, but the day is done. So go ahead and check out the description below. It has links to our link tree, so you can find us on all our social media. Go ahead and check out the links to the tumblers that we described. There's also a link to the Dollhouse Etsy store, which is handmade items, and that will give you a discount. Also, KendraLush.com does wearable art, and if you use the code Vixie Squad, you get a 10% discount. Again, thank you. Remember, we're all made up of the stuff of stars, and that makes us extraordinary creatures. So find your spark, ignite your passions, and make your dreams come true. I believe in you. And I'm just a DM away. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.